1, go.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, how this RMP is going to open up. I think a lot of that is going to come down to the RMP's opener. We do see Khuna just sprinting out there in stealth. Fear Word on him, interesting to note. So no Howl will be able to come out unless it gets purged. I'm probably guessing we're just going to see a sap onto the Warlock hard opener, onto the Shaman. But no, there's a sap onto the Shaman, so they could still open up on him, or they could go on the Warlock.
Yeah, and they knocked Mir out of stealth, by the way. And here comes a cheap shot onto Geru. Going to take a lot of damage. Down to 79% already, right as the kidney lands. Down to 47. Looks like Khuna is dancing right now, but he's not really doing too much with that dance. I think he got CC'd somehow.
He got coiled off, but he is now vanished, and he got a shield in that. Down to 30% HP is Geru. Geru is going to have to get this heal off. I don't think that he baited out the kick just yet, though. Khuna is into a kidney. He's taking a lot of damage. Dismantle coming out after that, but Geru is going to run into that Ring of Frost. He could get shattered off this. That would be huge.
Yeah, and that's...
Here comes the shatter.
Wow, back down to 52%. That was really nice job by Xandyn, knowing that shatter was an option. Khuna does get feared, by the way. Fear Ward ran out. I don't think he actually feared it off. And now Mir has a disarm on him, and Geru trying to throw out a Hex onto Xandyn. It does end up landing. Khuna trying to get to his target. He's actually targeting the pet right now. Maybe he's just trying to build a recoup or something like that.
There's a swap over on a Zunniyaki. Geru comes out, followed up by the kidney. Will there be a death coil? Zunniyaki's in quite a bit of trouble here, I think. Down to 50% HP, but Khuna at the same time, 30% HP. Zunniyaki needs to pick up his teammates, and I mean, Khuna catches a shield. He might have to still cloak. We do see the binding heal with the inner focus. Another binding heal going to come out from Zunniyaki. Khuna does get cheap shot by Mir, but there's a deep freeze onto Mir, peeling him off. Nice shot by Xandyn. Khuna now going to pop that Shadow Dance, go over onto Geru. Will Xandyn be able to connect? A Smoke Bomb does go down. Geru's just able to get out of there, though, and once again, another ineffective dance from Khuna. He was peeling off so well.
Yeah, that's really rough, man, but that's also really good play by this RLS. But look at this Warlock down to 20%, has to imp Hellstone all the way back up to 45%, trying to get some damage going. Khuna down to 19% in a Smoke Bomb, in a kidney, and a Death Coil, probably going to end up going down. Really nicely timed Smoke Bomb, really good kidney into Death Coil combo. Go. There is 2 minutes remaining, so it has been up for a minute, which means this is about as perfectly timed as we can possibly get. So here we go. Shaman is starting with Earth Shield on himself, a sap onto Zunniyaki, and a sap onto the Shaman. The Shaman actually put a Riptide onto the Warlock, so he doesn't have an Riptide rolling on himself. A cheap shot onto Geru, a disarm onto Mir, but Zunniyaki is taking a lot of damage, man. He's already down to 50%. He's at a full Geru down to 16% into a Death Coil. He does get a Desperate Prayer off right beforehand, but he's in a lot of trouble still. Already has to use a Desperate Prayer. Penance coming. He's used every cooldown except for Barrier. He's in a lot of trouble, and a Hex comes out onto Xandyn. He ends up blocking it off, and I heard a redirect onto someone. Looks like it was a redirect onto Khuna. He does end up trinketing that full kidney, and now he's dancing onto Mir, who has to end up cloaking at 24% health, and now Geru is sitting in a full blind. He does end up trinketing it, and Azael, take it away.
Oh, sorry, I was AFK. Just kidding. Mind control coming out from Zunniyaki onto Geru. He's actually going to trinket that, I think. Healing Surge coming out of Geru onto Mir. Khuna's in some trouble. Zunniyaki still has that trinket available, but as he pointed out, no other cooldowns besides that. So if they get a good swap onto Zunniyaki, could be in a lot of trouble. We see that Khuna has popped his evasion. He's trying to stick onto Skenz, trying to get some damage done, but the bomb comes out onto Khuna. He's in a full kidney shot. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. He did redirect. Xandyn's stuck in that full Hex right now, so Khuna has really no support from his team. The Power Ward barrier did go down. That's the last of the major cooldowns available from Zunniyaki.
Yeah, this is rough, man. They need to get some pressure rolling, but their entire team is at 100%. They've been trying to peel this entire game. That start was so good for that RLS. I actually haven't seen an RLS open up on a priest like that. Usually you open up on a DPS to try and stop some of the damage, but this RLS is obviously better than any RLS I've played on, so good job to them.
The Shadow Dance does come out from Khuna. He's going to be going hard onto Mir. Mir spiking down to 50% HP, 40% HP. Mind Spikes coming in from Zunniyaki. He's going to vanish off, and he's going to actually garrote onto Zunniyaki. You see the full dots already up. If the kidney follows this up, he's going to be in so much trouble. He does have to trinket that. There's the fear coming out. Mending going down as well. He gets coiled on his penance, though. He's going to need some big peels to stay alive.
Yeah, he's at 25% trying to run away. Looks like Mir is going to be able to catch up to him. I don't think Mir has used his kick, actually, so Zunniyaki is currently having to have a battle of wits. He gets gouged on his aura mastery, but he doesn't have any dots on himself. But this Warlock is down to 71% health. A blanket going out onto Xandyn, and now the Warlock does have a soul swap ready, I believe. I think he might have actually just used it.
A nice spear goes out, but Zunniyaki is still in some trouble. He gets Howlittered on that flash shield. He's at 50% HP. The Rogue is connecting once again, but Mir is down to 5% HP, 4% HP. He hit 0, but somehow didn't die. He's going to stay alive barely with that cloak. Khuna is in a blind. He's going to sit it, has the trinket available. He gets a re-stealth. No, he doesn't. He gets feared on that. The UA and the corruption do up, so Zunniyaki cannot remove it. He goes for the meld, gets the flash shield off after dropping the focus from Skenz. But I mean, what can they get done here? Xandyn once again into another hex. They need to get some pressure rolling. Things are looking bad for the RMP, but they're going to pop dance. They're going to go back onto Mir. He shouldn't have cheat death available.
Yeah, and Khuna actually just dodged a kidney shot about 10 seconds ago, so that's a little unlucky. Now Mir's at 13%. Is he possibly going to go down here? Healing Surge being thrown by Geru, trying to pick his team up, throws down a grounding totem, reapplying his totems, doing a really great job, and Mir looks like he's safe for now. That's a foreboding comment, by the way, but Mir is stuck in a blind right now. He does have a trinket available, and he does end up trinketing. Geru gets deeped and ends up taking himself down to 75%.
He's down to 20% HP. He has that cloak. Zunniyaki stuck in the fear, though. Kuna's going to need to get out of there. Dots could be coming out. Geru has been burned once or twice. I do think he's so low on mana now. Khuna is getting picked back up. He gets a re-stealth. That's going to be huge if he can get an opener. He's actually going to get popped out, unfortunately, by Mir with that fan and knife, so he throws the gouge down onto Mir. Mir doing the same. Back to Khuna. There's a coil and a kidney overlapping onto Khuna. The Dispels and the Aura Mastery do come out from Zunniyaki. He's trying to do his best, keep his team alive, get some mana back here, but Kuna's in a lot of trouble. Cloak is not available. Evasion is not available either. He's going to pop the Shadow Dance. He's going to go hard onto Mir. There's a full sheep onto Geru. Deep Freeze onto Skenz, which has been trinketed. A kidney shot comes out onto Mir. A big shatter coming in, bringing him down to 40% HP. Geru has to come back off, but at the same time, Kuna's getting dangerously low and is life ripped out of there.
Yeah, this is so neck and neck right now, man. Both teams are pretty tapped on mana. It looks like Geru has a little bit more, and Zunniyaki already used his Hymn of Hope. I don't know what the timer is on his Shadow.
Oh, he does get popped out by that Fell Flame from Skenz. Nice shot by him. But Khuna is going to get the grow onto Skenz. He got a re-stealth. He's going to swap over to Mir with that redirect kidney. Mir could be in some trouble. He has no kidney or no cloak available, so the Spirit Link does go down, but Geru is deep frozen on it. They could swap to Geru with that, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. There's an impact on Skenz Fear. Geru is at 50%, throwing that Earth Shield up on himself. Khuna is going to be the target here, but as you see, Zunniyaki did get a little bit of drink off. He recouped a lot of mana, and now he's going to be able to top off Khuna and keep his team offensive.
Yeah, that was rough, man. When that Spirit Link went down, Xandyn actually tried... Oh, here comes the bomb onto the Warlock, down to 29%. Looks like he's probably going to go down. He Imp Hellstone's back up to 53. The Shaman finally able to cast on him as that smoke bomb dissipates. He's still in a lot of trouble, though. Looks like Mir does get a sap onto Khuna. Really nice job. Yeah,
Khuna is sapped there. Zunniyaki, once again, he's got pretty low here on mana. There's a full dot, a row of dots onto Khuna. He's going to pop Shadow Dance. He's going to step over and try to get some damage done, but unfortunately he was dismantled on it. He's going to prep, I think, and step back to Mir. A cheap shot onto Mir. Shatter comes in, kidney shot. He's going to have to trinket that, get out of there. 2% HP. He's getting picked back up barely by Geru, but Geru has nothing left in the tank, and a smoke bomb goes down. There's a dismantle onto Mir. What is he going to be able to do? But Khuna at the same time, 40% HP. There's an impact onto Mir. Khuna desperately needs to get out of there and get picked back off by Zunniyaki.
Yeah, Zunniyaki's mana is so low, and Khuna does end up using his cloak. Here's a polymorph onto Mir. It gets broken by Cold and Cold almost instantly, though. A slight mistake, and here's a deep onto Geru. Looks like they're going to try and hit him. He gets taken down to 50% instantly. Mir stuck in a full blind right now. Geru probably going to go down, as this is another half Durakini. 29% health, 24% health, 21% health, 14%. Catches a Shadow Word Death, 0% health. Drops a Stone Claw, unleashes elements on himself, 6% health.
0% again, he's still alive. How's he alive? He just Hellstone at 0%. He just went to 0% twice. He's alive. He's at 18%. He is going to go down finally, but that was insane. But Khuna might go down. He's cheated death. He's at 1%. He's in the Vanish, but Zunniyaki still feared he is going to tick out, and now it's a rogue lock versus this mage rogue. Oh my god, I mean, this is insane. Are they going to be able to get an opener on Zunniyaki? He's so and Mir's in stealth. If he can get a good opener here, they could be able to take him out.
I don't know, man. This is rough for a lock rogue team. Double DPS does, as a Warlock, does almost nothing against Mage Priest. I don't see them winning it unless they can get a big burst on Zunniyaki right now. I think this is in the RMP's hand.
I mean, Life Drains need to come out from Skenz. He needs to use that Death Embrace if he does have it. Regen some of his HP. He's just definitely trying to LOS, but he does get feared. Here's the Holy Fire coming out of Zunniyaki. He tries to fake the CS with that, but Xandyn hopping over the tomb. He's going to be able to get the blast and finish off that Warlock.
Wow. Go. Yeah. Well said, man. I was paying attention to some other stuff, but yeah, I agree. Gotta have some fun. Can't just be 100% serious, but we We do what we do. And it looks like Khuna, you guys can't see it, but Khuna is currently stealthing down on bottom. Looks like he's going to go for a sap onto the Warlock. He does get the sap on the Warlock. And we're going to see who this RLS gets the sap on. And now he saps Geru right as Geru riptides himself. So now this Warlock might actually be in a little bit of trouble because the Earth Shield is also on Geru. And Khuna gets feared out of stealth, actually. That's really, really bad for the RMP.
Yeah, especially because it was on his shadow step, so he has to actually walk all the way back to his opponent. Now he is crippling poisoned by Mirror, so he's going to have a really hard time connecting with Geru, so he's just going to vanish off. There's a cheap shot onto Geru, but he already has Stone Claw, Riptide, and Earth Shield, so he's completely prepared for this. There's the kidney shot coming out. Is there going to be a dance? No, because Khuna is stuck into that kidney shot. Zunniyaki's feared off as well. Now going to swap that fear over onto Xandyn as Khuna is dismantled.
You know, they didn't use a dance, but that was a pretty good start, despite the relatively rough absolute beginning. But here comes the dance from Khuna onto Mir, down to 43%, uses evasion but gets kidneyed anyway, down to 28%, 18%, 5%, stuck in a fear. Nature Swiftness coming from Geru, he gets deep frozen, and it looks like the Rogue is possibly okay, up to 32% with a full poly on Geru, though.
Yeah,
this is looking kind of rough.
Smoke bomb down onto Khuna. Khuna could be taking some damage here, but Mirror is still low. Geru desperately needs to pick him back off, but Geru still does have that Spirit Link and that trinket available. He did use his NS, but he's going to get his team top back off, and I mean, there's no trinket on Khuna. That's something to note. So they did get a kill on him the first game. There's the redirect coming out of Kidney. It's going to be over onto Geru. He trinkets that immediately, though. A fear onto Mirror. He's going to be tremored by Geru.
Yep, and now there comes a blind from Mir onto Khuna. Khuna having to sit at full because he does not have his trinket. Looks like he's going to get the sap possibly, but actually Khuna gets feared anyway, so that puts him in combat and prevents the sap.
Zunniyaki's in so much trouble, down to 40% HP, fully dotted up. Going to have to pop that air focus at 30% HP. There's a deep freeze onto Geru used for that CC. CS just came out on a Xandyn, but he faked it, so he's going to be able to land that poly onto Mir, peel him off his priest for now, but still the power word barrier goes down. Zunniyaki's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, man, this Rogue hasn't used his kick yet. He just used it just now, but he gets stuck in a kidney on his pain suppress inside a barrier. He's still in a lot of trouble, man. He's popped almost all of his cooldowns, or he has popped all his cooldowns aside from Trinket. The dance came from Khuna, so Mir is very low on health. Has to cloak at 36% right now. Throws a disarm onto Khuna. Zunniyaki picking himself back up. Skenz trying to get some pressure rolling, but he's not doing much right now, man. He gets a fear onto Xandyn. Xandyn ends up willing it. He's got full dots on Khuna right now. Maybe they should hit Khuna, but you can see Geru's mana is all the way down.
From Khuna. I think they're going to go hard onto Geru here, perhaps. There is a defreeze on him. Yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. Following up that with the DR Kidney. Does he have a dance available? He has no energy, so I don't think a Garrote will come out. Mir stepping up to Khuna. Kuna's kind of like up there by himself. Khuna could be in trouble here. He doesn't have a trinket. He's getting danced on up top, and his priest is nowhere near him. Xandyn desperately blinking up there, trying to get up there. A nice grip comes out. Xandyn gets hexed. Zunniyaki gets a fear. He has to trinket that, but he's caught into another fear. So some bad positioning by Khuna, costing a lot of cooldowns out of his teammates, and he's not out of the woods just yet. He's down to 20% HP, even going to have to use that cloak.
Yeah, and you can see him trying to get some reverse pressure going, but that was really rough, man. That all started because the Shaman separated himself from his Lock and his Rogue. But here comes the blind onto Mir. He's going to have to sit at full. Another kidney onto Geru, down to 44%, uses his Stone Claw, throws down a Hellstone, unleashes elements on himself, and he's still in a lot of trouble. Looks like he's probably going to have to use
Rung of Frost, and they could shatter off this. If they shatter off this, this is going to be huge. He's going for the Frostbolt. Here it comes. Tons of damage going in. 6% HP. There's the NS caught up, but I think he got MCS on it. It's the NS. It's completely ineffective. He's going to have to Spirit Link right after that as well. Amir now caught into that Ring of Frost. That was a huge shatter. Well timed by Xandyn, but Zunniyaki and Khuna both caught into those spheres. They have their trinkets available now, though. Geru has his. Skenz has his. The only player without a trinket right now is going to be Mir, but he gets his full sap onto Zunniyaki after that fear, and Khuna could be in some trouble.
Yeah, Khuna doesn't have his cloak, man. He's stuck in a full kidney, down to 35% HP. He has to train. He's trying to gouge, trying to dismantle Mir. He does land a dismantle. Zunniyaki tunneling those heals right now. Really nice job. Mir throws down an evasion. I think they need to hit possibly the Warlock, man. Maybe stop some pressure until they get a Shadow Dance ready to switch right back to Geru. But Shadow Dance did just come up from cooldown. You can see Khuna pops a slice and dice, pooling that energy. He's ready, man. He's ready to switch hard to this Shaman.
Thing is, though, Geru knows it. Geru jumps down. He's LOSing him. He's trying to stay away. He's being really careful about it. He's playing it well. Khuna is in some trouble. I mean, he has no trinket available. A lot of cooldowns were forced out of Khuna. He has no cloak. The PS isn't back up yet, so good swap on Khuna could be really disastrous, but there's a Shadow Dance cheap shot onto Geru. He's going to trigger that immediately, but he could go into a Garrote. We'll have to see Zunniyaki dispelling that UA. Full kidney now coming out from Mir onto Khuna. A redirect kidney onto Skenz, and Skenz is down at 40% HP. He does port up top, though, so he will be okay.
Yeah, and with Geru not having a trinket and he's stuck in a full poly, this could spell trouble for the Warlock. And Blind is coming up in like 10 seconds, man. If they can stop the Shaman until then, this is almost a guaranteed kill. This Warlock does get... oh, man, Khuna Shadow steps right back up to him. The Warlock jumps down, catches a full
Geru,
fear.
though, he's in that Ring of Frost. He might get shattered off this. Xandyn has lots of damage coming out. He's down to 30% HP, trying to catch that that healing wave, but he had to fake it. A Smoke Bomb does go down. Xandyn's getting garroted and danced on.
Yeah, Zunniyaki did grip that stun, by the way. That was absolutely incredible. Blind is up for Khuna. I'd like to see him use it on the Shaman on this cast, but the Shaman does end up having a nice healing surge into Riptide, picking the Warlock back up to 92% health now. If he blinded right there, man, I think it might have been game over, a GG,
It definitely could have been. There's the Deep Freeze, though, coming out on Geru. It's going to be big damage coming out onto him. He's down to 50% HP. Has to get that Earth Shield up. Penance knocking down that grounding for Xandyn. Frostfire Bolt coming out as well. Another DR cheap shot. Fear following that up. No Tremor is available. There's the Impact Stun coming out. He's down to 10% HP. He needs to do something to pick himself back up. He's desperately trying to get away. The Shadow Fiend is out. There's the NS coming out of Geru, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. He's Nova. He's corroded at 10% HP. It looks like he's definitely going to go down here.
Yeah, 14% health, trying to kite away, throws another Earth Shield on himself, but there's a very DR kidney, 14%, and he ends up going down to a final Ice Lance from our mage hero, Xandyn. Really nice job that game. 2, 1, go. You're so funny, Azael. You're so
Thanks, man. Okay, so Khuna is going to be charging in here, gets the sap immediately onto Geru, and he didn't get to the boxes, so he could be in trouble. Big shatter coming out on Geru, down to 50% already, and Khuna hasn't even opened, down to 30% HP. Khuna just got sapped in stealth. Oh my god, but Xandyn just looks like he's going to solo him. He's down to 12% HP. He has to trinket and Hellstone. Imagine if Khuna was attacking him. What is that damage? Like, what is this?
Yeah, that was pretty nuts, man. Now Mir opening onto Khuna, gets a dismantle. I know this RMP is just like, why couldn't you not have been seen? You know, that almost is a guaranteed kill, but Khuna is at 74%. He casts a dismantle onto Mir, or he throws a dismantle, rather, or presses his button. But a Hex comes from Geru onto Xandyn. Xandyn deciding to sit it. It does break to the dots. He didn't trinket or ice block it. Blind onto Mir. He's going to end up sitting it full, and he gets in a ring, so he decides to trinket. And now Geru probably going to go down to 11%, and he dies because there was a smoke bomb, so he couldn't Spirit Link. He was in a stun. He couldn't NS. Trinket was used, and wow, what a rushdown! Which means this RMP is now 3-0 in the group.
Yeah, so they're gonna. Well, no, they're not. They're 2-0 in the group.